Ty, can you just take me through at the end of that game, what's going through your head between being down 7 to winning?
Yeah, man, I missed a lot of easy ones there in the fourth. Smoked a big layup after hitting that three that would have put us up 2 possessions. That came back to bite us, and they went on a little bit of a run. Missed like 2 or 3 threes in a row. But I got a little down about it. But my teammates encouraged me to stay with it. They said we would get a chance to win it at the end, and they would rely on me to do that. So those guys kept me up. Drew made a huge three that probably won't be talked about a ton. Had a big steal there in that trap. And we just made plays when we needed to. And I think that's part of the resilience of this group and what we've proven all year. So, it wasn't pretty, but we'll take it and, celebrate this one for the night and, got to get ready for Cleveland.
You said you were down a bit. Can you describe that feeling in any more detail and what your teammates said to get you back up?
Yeah, I missed all open ones. I missed a wide open three on the wing. I smoked a layup that probably should have been a dunk. Missed another wide open three off the offensive rebound, which feels like it's usually an automatic off offensive rebound. And I think that's where I was just discouraged a little bit. But my guys stayed with me. Andrew, Miles grabbed me on the side, just, forget about it. You're going to get another chance to make big shots. And they counted on me, and, I just tried to, make a play in the end.
Drew shot, since you said it won't be talked about enough. What did that mean?
Yeah, it was huge. Forced timeout allowed us to, I think, if he had missed that, we would have probably tried to foul right away. But he made it, and that allowed us to, kind of be more aggressive in terms of just trying to get one trap, and I thought we did a good job of trapping without fouling, forced a couple turnovers. They had a turnover by themselves there at the end. But I feel like that, constant pressure, and we just kept talking about the wear down effect of they started hot, but let's just wear on them. And we were able to do that. And, I think that's why we came out to win.
Ty, I know I asked a lot this series about going to the rim, but obviously that's the plays that changed the game for you in this one. Seemed like obviously they put Giannis out on you on the perimeter as opposed to you kind of finding him in the middle off a switch or a help off or something like that. I mean, how much did you see that as an advantage if you were able to get him dragged out basically to the perimeter and have an opportunity to drive around him as opposed to meeting him closer to the rim?
Yeah, I was just trying to make plays. I mean, that's a matchup. I like my speed there. I like being able to get around. He had 5 fouls, so we just tried to put him in the action for the majority of overtime. Try to attack him, see if he would pick up his 6th. He didn't, and I just, tried to make shots down the end. But I thought we did a great job of keeping our spacing and just, guys making plays when they had to, and, that's what it's about.
Wanted to ask you about sort of everything happened after that ball goes, and obviously got jumped up on the scorer's table and everything like that. Obviously had a moment with Giannis. Obviously had something happen between Giannis and your dad. What all did you see transpire? What all kind of went down there, and basically what happened?
Yeah, I mean, after we won, I kind of blacked out a little bit. I don't really remember a ton. Then all the guys grabbed me in my head. As far as the incident between Giannis and my pops, I had no idea it happened until I got to the back and was showed the video. Me and my pops have talked about that, and I don't agree with what transpired there from him. I think basketball is basketball, and let's keep it on the court. And I think that he just got excited, saw his son make a game winner, and came on the court. But I think we had a conversation, and I think he just needs to just allow me to just play basketball, stay over there. I'll come to him to celebrate. But I think it's the emotions of the game just got excited there. But I talked with him. I'll talk with Giannis eventually about it. Just I don't think that my pops was in the right at all there, and unfortunate what happened in the end there. But I mean, this series was a lot of war of words, a lot of war of antics, a lot of stuff going back and forth, and that's just part of this rivalry and what we've built here over the last couple of years. And it's unfortunate what happened there, but I think it's just competition. And as far as my pops, again, I don't agree what happened there. We'll have a conversation. Everybody's grown men, and we'll just go from there.
Tyrese, Rick compared your iron will to Reggie Miller. What does that mean to you to kind of being mentioned with him? Yeah,
I think I think anything that I do, especially in the clutch here consistently, is going to get brought in the same conversation as Reggie. And I think I kind of mentioned this earlier when I hit the shot against the Bucks in the regular season. Like, he's had a lot of moments here, and I'm trying to write my own story and trying to, continue to, I think Reggie made a lot of plays for a lot of you guys when you were younger and a lot of people when they were younger to see. And reason why he's such a legend here and, the greatest player in our franchise history. So I'm just trying to, I think he's laid the groundwork, and I'm just trying to, get to that level. And think that I'm relied on to make plays down the stretch, and I'm just trying to do that to the best of my ability. So, just trying to create moments of my own that we can talk about one day. But anytime I'm mentioned in the same breath as that guy, it's an honor because I have a lot of love and respect and a great relationship with Reggie. Yeah, I mean, very skinny. Probably I can definitely agree with that. Yeah.
TJ had 18 off the bench tonight. Talk to me about his effort and what that did for you guys.
Yeah, I think we've talked about this all year. I mean, the reason we talk about our depth all the time, right, is that we got guys that can chip in on any given night, and I think that. Throughout the first 4 games of this series, you saw our starters really come out and throw that first punch, and our bench kind of just continue it. Today we were trash. We started the game awfully. They threw a haymaker to start the game, and we couldn't put the ball in the basket, couldn't get any stops. And our bench came in and just made plays, and that started with TJ getting downhill, forcing them to collapse, making plays. And this is something we've talked about all year is there's going to be games where our bench is not playing to their ability and our starters got to pick up their slack. There's games where we don't and the bench got to pick up our slack. And that's part of the great part about our team. I think everybody talks about our depth and, how much team basketball we play. You see we lead the playoffs in passes, assists, everything. We just enjoy playing on the same team and enjoy just playing the right way.
Tonight you debuted your Undertaker shoes. What was the inspiration behind that?
I love WWE. I've been waiting to pull those out, and obviously I have my pinstripe P that I've been wearing for the majority of the playoffs. Those are coming out soon. I think May 9th is the date. Make sure you get a pair. But the Undertaker pair, I've been holding and waiting for the right time, and it just felt like the right time today. Yeah.
I thought he was going to ask, but 3 blocks, I guess.
Yeah. Hey, now, what I tell y'all, top 5. Yeah.
But you had one where you got, I think, Bobby from behind. How important just was that shot? And I guess, do you see, opportunities there when, you can kind of hit, pick up a block that way?
Yeah, just trying to make plays, man. Obviously, I'm not the greatest on-ball defender. I'm not the greatest defender in general. But I think where I've really grown is just using my IQ on the defensive end. I think sometimes it can come to bite me in the ass a little bit, excuse my language, but I think sometimes I can get caught floating and not seeing my man. And, I think that's how, Gary was allowed to, find space and that got hot. But I feel like I've done a good job of just trying to make plays off the ball. And I think sometimes I get a little wild where I try to be a playmaker off the ball and it doesn't work and it leads to, bad things for us defensively. But I'm just trying to be solid, trying to make plays. Coach tells me if I'm going to gamble for a steal or go for a block, be confident that I can get it. So I'm trying to make the right play, fly around. And I think the guys, I think we have guys like, really all our guys, but Andrew and Aaron and Miles, they protect me a lot out there. They make me look like a better defender than I am because they fly around and they make so many plays. But just trying to, make plays as much as I can on the defense side. And I think that it gets our team going too. When I get blocks, we talk a lot about it in the locker room. So I think it just excites everybody. I think it excites our fans as well to see me making plays on the defensive side. So whatever it takes to win, and just really glad we were able to pull this one out. Yeah.